5. From Daycare to Retirement in Washington, D.C.
Description: This unit presents the everyday lives of the Thompson family in Washington, D.C. and Richmond. Students explore simple routines, family relationships, and local neighborhoods. The stories use clear language to show how people stay connected through visits, work, and community life.
Learning objectives. Students will understand short texts about family, daily routines, and local places. They will practice describing people, relationships, and neighborhoods using basic vocabulary. Learners will improve reading comprehension, identify key details, and express simple ideas about community and family life.
Dialogue: From Daycare to Retirement in Washington, D.C.
Hey, Lena. Welcome back. How's life in Washington treating you?
Hi, Emma. Honestly, I love it. The city feels so international, and everything is close. Museums, cafes, parks. But I'm still trying to understand how the education system works here. Could you explain it a bit?
Sure thing. Here in D.C., most families start with daycare when their babies are around 1 year old. There are private centers, church-affiliated programs, and some community options. Spots can fill up fast, so parents usually plan ahead.
I noticed that. Some places have waiting lists.
Oh yes, that's normal here. After daycare comes preschool, usually for kids ages 3 to 5. Then they move into elementary school, which in D.C. goes from kindergarten through 5th grade.
And after that?
Then it's middle school for 3 years and high school for 4. In D.C., a lot of families choose schools based on their neighborhood, but there are also charter schools with different programs: arts, science, bilingual education.
That sounds flexible. What happens after high school?
Students can go to universities, community colleges, or trade schools. Since D.C. is full of federal agencies and international organizations, many students choose majors like political science, international relations, or public policy. But of course, everything is available.
Makes sense. And about retirement. I keep hearing people talk about Social Security and for a 1K. How does that work here?
Good question. Most people retire around 65 to 67, depending on when they qualify for full Social Security benefits. Social Security is a federal program. You contribute through your paycheck, and later it becomes part of your retirement income. And by the way, it's very common for people here to keep doing some kind of paid work even after retiring: consulting, part-time jobs, small businesses. Staying active and earning a bit extra is pretty normal.
And the 401k?
That's a private retirement plan offered by employers. You save a portion of your salary, and many employers match part of it. It's one of the main ways people build retirement savings. Some also open IRAs, which are individual retirement accounts.
So it's a combination of public and private systems. Exactly.
Most people rely on Social Security plus a 401k or IRA. In D.C., because living costs are higher, people try to start saving early.
Thanks, Emma. This helps a lot. The system is different from Austria, but now I understand it much better.
Anytime, Lena.
And trust me,
After a few months in Washington, you'll feel right at home.
haha, careful. I might actually stay longer than planned.
Emma, Brooklyn, and Family Story.
I'm Emma Miller, and I live in Brooklyn with my husband, Ethan, and our baby. Brooklyn is a quiet and friendly neighborhood in Washington, D.C., and many people say it feels like a small town inside the city. I agree. The streets are calm, the houses are close together, and neighbors often greet each other. We live in a red brick row house with a small porch where I like to sit in the mornings. Every day, I walk with my baby along 12th Street Northeast. We pass cafes, small shops, and families going to daycare or school. Sometimes I stop at Monroe Street Market for coffee or fresh bread. Brooklyn feels warm and real, not political or touristy. Life moves at a simple, comfortable pace here. I also have a younger sister, Emily, who is doing her law internship near Judiciary Square. She often brings stories about clients and cases, and I enjoy listening to her. My grandmother lives with my parents in Tacoma, close to the Maryland border. Even though my parents are retired, they run a small secondhand clothing shop that keeps them active. I spend a lot of time with my niece and nephew, whose father, my older brother, works in Richmond, Virginia. Being close to them makes my days feel complete. Brooklyn and my family give my life balance and warmth.
Ethan Miller.
I'm Ethan Miller, and I live in Brooklyn with my wife, Emma, and our baby. I enjoy this neighborhood because it feels safe and local. The streets have trees, small cafes, and families walking to school or work. After my job at a community services office near Rhode Island Avenue, I often stop for a coffee before going home. We live close to Monroe Street Market, so I walk there in the evenings. It is lively but not overwhelming. My parents live in Silver Spring, and I visit them almost every weekend. My older brother lives in Baltimore, and we stay in touch. Brooklyn gives me routine, comfort, and a strong sense of home.
Emily Thompson.
Hello. My name is Emily Thompson, and I am the younger sister of Emma. I live in a small apartment near Judiciary Square, where I am doing my law internship. Every day I work with attorneys, review documents, and meet clients. It is busy, but I enjoy learning how the legal system works in Washington, D.C. I often visit Emma in Brooklyn on weekends. Her neighborhood feels calm and friendly, and spending time with her baby helps me relax after a long week. We drink coffee, walk around Monroe Street Market, and talk about our plans. My parents live in Tacoma, and I see them often. Even though they are retired, they run a small secondhand shop that keeps them active. Washington feels big, but my family makes it feel like home.
Margaret Thompson.
My name is Margaret Thompson, and I live with my son and daughter-in-law in Tacoma, a quiet neighborhood near the Maryland border. I am 90 years old, and I enjoy peaceful mornings. I like sitting by the window with a warm cup of tea while the trees outside move gently in the wind. Tacoma is calm and friendly, with small shops and neighbors who greet each other. Even though I am older now, I stay curious about my family's lives. I enjoy listening to their stories when they come home. On weekends, my grandchildren visit, and we spend long afternoons talking, cooking simple meals, and sharing memories. Tacoma gives me comfort, routine, and a strong sense of community.
Parents of Emma.
My parents, Robert and Linda Thompson, live in Tacoma, a quiet neighborhood near the Maryland border. They are both retired, but they like staying active. Together they run a small secondhand clothing shop close to their home. The store keeps them busy, and they enjoy talking with neighbors who stop by. Many people in Tacoma know them well.
My name is Robert Thompson, and I have lived in Tacoma for more than 30 years. I enjoy the quiet streets, the tall trees, and the friendly neighbors who make this area feel like a small town. Even though I am retired, I like staying active. I help run our second-hand clothing shop, and I enjoy fixing small things around the store. I also take care of the plants in front of our house. Gardening gives me peace and keeps me moving. On weekends, my children and grandchildren visit, and we spend time talking and sharing simple meals. Tacoma gives me routine, comfort, and a strong sense of community.
My name is Linda Thompson, and Tacoma has been my home for most of my life. I love this neighborhood because it is calm, safe, and full of familiar faces. Even though I am retired, I enjoy helping in our small secondhand shop. I like organizing clothes, talking with customers, and keeping the place warm and welcoming. At home, I enjoy cooking simple meals, reading on the porch, and watching the neighborhood move slowly during the day. My family visits often, and those afternoons together are my favorite moments. Tacoma gives me stability, peace, and a feeling of belonging that I treasure every day.
Karen Thompson.
My name is Karen Thompson, and I live in Tacoma with my 2 children, Jacob and Sophie. Our home is simple and warm, and I try to keep life organized and calm for them. I work as an independent real estate advisor, so my days are busy with clients, visits, and paperwork. Still, I always make time for my kids and our routines. It is common for me to see Michael, my husband, whenever his work allows it. He's working in Richmond, Virginia temporarily. His schedule is demanding, but we stay close and talk every day. On weekends, we often drive to visit his parents. Those trips help us feel connected and supported. I enjoy my work, my children, and the quiet rhythm of our life in Tacoma.
Jacob Thompson.
My name is Jacob Thompson, and I live in Tacoma with my mom, Karen, and my older sister, Sophie. I am 11 years old, and I like playing soccer after school. My team practices twice a week, and I enjoy running, learning new moves, and spending time with my friends. At home, I help my mom with small tasks, like carrying groceries or taking out the trash. Sometimes my dad, Michael, comes to visit us when his work schedule allows it. On weekends, we often drive to see my grandparents. I like those trips because the neighborhood is quiet, and my family always cooks something good. Tacoma is quiet, and our routines make life feel stable and safe.
Sophie Thompson.
My name is Sophie Thompson, and I live in Tacoma with my mom and my younger brother, Jacob. I am 16 years old, and I am in high school. I love drawing, especially people and city streets. I carry my sketchbook everywhere and make small sketches during the day. At school, art class is my favorite part, and I enjoy working on bigger projects with my friends. I see my dad, Michael, whenever he can visit. Even if he is busy, he always calls to ask about my drawings in school. On weekends, we drive to visit my grandparents. I like sitting in their living room and drawing while everyone talks. The house feels warm and calm. Tacoma is my home, but being with my family makes every place feel safe.